Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in for the February of 2023 Horoscope with Animal Totem and Casting Lots. I'm vickieverlie and you can find me at vickieverlie.com. Do not be fooled by imposters. It's a lot going on. Happy Valentine's Day for everybody, and in bulk. Valentine's Day, of course, the 14th, and then in bulk on the 1st. It's the halfway point between the two solstices. Quick announcement, my Transmission for Humanity's Book 2 is out. And I'm going to be doing some live things on YouTube with a discussion group with all three of the books. We're going to start with the beginning one. I'm not sure on the day of that. I will be announcing it, but as this video airs, the book should be out. This book is available in print and Kindle and also on Audible, but I don't know that the Audible will be out for sure by the time this video airs because Audible tends to always run a little bit late at times. Things that are going on this month, big news. We've got a new moon on the 20th in Pisces, so when you get to the Pisces energy, we'll talk a little bit more about that. And then a full moon in Leo on the 5th. We also are going to be transiting from the sign of Aquarius into Pisces on the 18th this month. And there's going to be a Venus-Neptune conjunction, which is really cool, in the sign of Pisces. And this is going to be also on the 15th, the day after Valentine's Day. So I think that's going to be really nice for those of you who have plans for Valentine's Day. Yeah, the book 3 is out. We talked about that. The featured readings. Since it's Valentine's Day, I thought I'd feature the Soulmate Astral Soul reading, which is always available, but I'm just going to feature it because of Valentine's Day. This is a reading for two people. It's a past life soul reading, and it looks at the karma and past lives you share together and why you've come together in this incarnation. And then also I'm going to be opening up for the Aries Ingress reading, which occurs in March, but I always like to give a little run time so everybody who wants to order it can really order it. Many would say that the Aries Ingress is really the start of the new year, but it's always a start of a new season, and it's the Ingresses, and the Aries Ingress is, you know, the first sign of the zodiac. And this year also we're going to have that Jupiter in Aries too, so that's going to be an interesting one. So if any of that you're interested in, you can find it on my website, vickieverlie.com, and I am the Rock and Roll Prophetess on YouTube. Do not be fooled by imposters. The decks that we're going to use is the old Hanson Roberts, my old favorite deck, and then the smaller 3rd edition of the Rock and Roll Tarot deck, and then we're going to pull an Animal Totem, and then we're going to pull lots. These videos are time-stamped. Sometimes when I first upload them, it takes YouTube a minute to register that. But believe me, they are. You don't have to put anything in the comments about the timestamp. They will be timestamped, so you can go right to your sun, rising, moon, Venus, whatever you're looking at for yourself or for anybody else. All right, so without further ado, let's get right into the reading, and we're going to start out with the sign of Aries. Okay, Aries. Let's get into the reading for Aries for February of 2023. 1, 2, 3 cards for Aries. We've got the High Priestess, the King of Swords, and the Tower. Okay, then we're going to pull 3 more cards from the Hanson Roberts and put that below. And for Aries, ooh, a whole bunch want to fly out, but we're not going to use them. We're going to stick to the method. Aries, for February, for Aries, we've got the Queen of Swords, you have the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, the 8 of Rods, and finally the 2 of Pentacles. Okay, looks like, you know, the Aries, you might be in for a little bit of a financial surprise or a financial turnabout. Certainly looks like it's going to be here in the time. Let me try to get this nice and neat. You're the first one, so I'm just getting it set up, but I want to make sure we can see everything clearly. And I want to make sure you can see who you're watching because it's rampant on YouTube, the imposters and everything. So, okay, so here we go, Aries. You've got this air sign energy, so we are going to be in the air sign energy of Aquarius until we reach the 18th of the month. So this is probably all going to be happening kind of earlier, you know, in the first couple, 3 weeks of the month. You know, you've got this intuition about it. If you have a hunch about something, like something perhaps you're feeling a little bit, I'm just getting a bad vibe about this, I'm just not sure, then this is the time to take action. They're definitely telling you to take action. And I'm hearing you may want to pull out of it. So if it's some kind of an investment, you may want to pull out of it. If it's some kind of business thing, or even like, I'm feeling like for some people, I know a lot of musicians and creative people, it might even be a band or something like that. And you may want to pull out of this because it looks like it may not be the best thing for you. Or it's kind of heading for disaster even. Something is culminating, something is coming to an end here for you, Aries. Jupiter's in your sign, though. Jupiter's going to be in your sign for several months until we get into, I think, May. So that gives you a little bit of protection. That gives you a little bit of luck. That gives you a little bit of, let me put my astrology stuff up here in case I need it. Yeah, Jupiter's going to move out of your sign as we get into May. I was correct on that. So, but for the meantime, and during the month of February, you absolutely have that protection of that Jupiter energy around you. So any big changes that are occurring at this time, know that it really is for your highest good. There could be a little bit, it may affect your finances. Chances are it's probably going to affect many of you in the financial arenas. But I do feel like you're going to be okay, and there's people around to help. One or more of these people are definitely helping. And the other thing about the air sign energy, the swords, court cards, which we have, again, the Queen and the King of Swords, could be the same person, could be two different people. But there's definitely a vibe of them trying to help you. And often, if you need to contact some kind of lawyer, that could absolutely be the case here, because often the King of Swords can often be a lawyer or somebody along these lines. So there's big changes that aren't going to be sidestepped. This isn't anything I don't think you could really sidestep. You're going to have to go through it to get to the other side. There is help along the way. Trust your gut instinct. If you have a gut instinct, even if those about you are telling you, no, 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 it's probably not, you're not true, or this and that, they're trying to talk you out of it, listen to that gut instinct, because that's going to guide you in the correct way and the correct directions here. Okay, let's go ahead and get our animal totem for our Aries. We've got the spider. The spider is all about weaving your web, creating your destiny. The spider prepares ahead of time. Spider makes their web, and then they sit calmly, like the High Priestess energy. Then they're calmly awaiting. They know, they are listening too. When something is on their web, if you ever watch a spider, if there's something gets on their web, right away they jump to action. They're ready to act. They jump to action when things get activated. They're listening. They're careful. The spider is also about destiny. It's akin to the Wheel of Fortune. It also has a strong correlation to writing. So if any of you are writers, there could be some kind of thing like this. Just keep doing your craft, I'm hearing. Weaver of fate, creator of life, patient builder of sacred geometry, transcending time and space, all are joined in the wheel of life. And it's telling us that this is all things that are meant to happen, that were going to happen, that there really isn't a whole lot of way around whatever this is. But then you're starting in this new cycle. And you are starting in a brand new, starting back in December, you did start this brand new 12-year cycle as Jupiter's in your sign, okay? Let's reach in here and I'll do this one last. Let's do first, I want to do your lots of love. So this is for anybody out there with a question about love. Let's see what we get for Aries. What do we got here? We've got student. That's interesting. That could be in both ways. If you're, you may be the student in the relationship, or you may be the teacher. You may be attracting somebody who is a student. This could also just be a message that ties into this whole spread of, if any of you are involved in anything like this, where you are a student or a teacher, this could be what this whole thing that might be coming to an end or kind of blowing up for you. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Now, this is like ask your yes or no question. There's 40-something different lots in here, I believe. There's 40, 40, and 80, I think are the numbers. Not quite 100% sure. But there's many, many different answers in here, all pertaining to a yes, no. It's like yes, no, or maybe, basically, for Aries. Oh, I got this is actually your proverb. Your proverb is make love, not war. I like that, but let's get your yes or no question. Sorry, I skipped that one. They're both white. That's why it kind of gets me confused. Let me get your yes, no, maybe here for Aries. You've got clearly, so that's a yes. But I want to stop and talk a little bit more about this make love, not war. You don't have to get all involved in this whole bunch of drama, potential drama that's going to be taking place. You can keep your cool, stay in the love vibe, stay in the vibe of knowing that this is all part of your plan, your soul's plan, and your destiny moving forward. Okay. All right, so that's really cool. Let's move on. I'm gonna leave these out. I kept getting the same ones. I want to make sure everybody gets a different answer. So next we're going to move on to the sign of Taurus. I just want to make a little tick mark here. and start the shuffle. Okay, Taurus. Yeah, so again, we've got some energy in Aries. It's going to be moving into your sign in May. A lot of things are going to be going your way in May. So this is kind of, astrologically speaking, you could think of this as sort of a finishing up cycle. Finishing up, you know, again, a 12-year cycle, but there's multitudes and layers upon layers, the guys always say. There's layers upon layers of cycles that you can go through. Okay, let's get our 3 cards for our Taurus friends for February. I almost said Leo, which is such a weird thing, but I guess I was looking down at this Leo full moon over here, but consciously I wasn't thinking that, but I almost said Leo. So some of you might be dealing with the Leo. Okay, Taurus, this is for our Taurus friends for February of 2023 for Taurus. Taurus. Got the Queen of Pentacles, that's you. Page of Pentacles, and finally the Strength card. Okay. Yeah, things are going to be taking a little bit more time perhaps than you're wanting. You know, usually you Tauruses, you are usually very, very patient. You've got the Strength card here, which is a card of have strength and have patience. Things are going to be moving along. But there's a wait. When you get this card with the Strength card, the 4 of Swords, it's talking about there's a wait. It's taking a little time, but it's happening. Keep working on your project. Keep working on the thing that brings you joy. Keep working on your craft. Keep working. He's looking. There's stuff going on around him, but he's looking down here. He's looking at what he's doing. He's concentrating on what he's doing, and he's getting better at it. And he's just making that like his sole focus. The groove thing stand in me. So get in your groove. You know, get in your groove. Shut out the world if necessary. There is some kind of an offer of money or some kind of financial gains that are coming. Now, it's looking like it could be Earth sign. I mean, we're going to have some Earth sign moons. And maybe let's just see. Let me pull out is this February? Let me move it to February. Let's just see when some Earth sign moon is going to be for everybody in February. The Earth sign moon dates are going to be the 7th, 8th, and 9th. We're going to have Virgo. Next, we're going to have Capricorn moons on the 15th, 16th. And a little bit of the 17th. And then we're going to have your moon, the Taurus moons, on the 24th, 25th, and part of the 26th of the month. So those could be some key dates when some of this money stuff show up. I almost wanted to say it would be like your new moon. That's the first thing that or not your new moon, but when the moon is in your sign this month. And that's going to be that later in the month. So there could be this delay or wait, 25th, 26th, 27th. Things are not going to be resolved. There's something that's not going to be resolved, and you're just going to have to wait it out. That's what the guides are coming through with. You're just going to have to wait it out. You're just going to have to keep... Well, I mean, this is what you're good at, Taurus. You are good at just keep prodding along. That's the bull. You just keep plodding along. Just keep going forward. It's going to take a little time, but then it feels like, bam, like things just bust wide open by the time we get into this Earth sign energy. And I'm looking at this Queen of Pentacles, and by the way, there's no gender in these readings. This could be, doesn't matter who you are. This is you. This is the card. This is the Earth sign card, which represents you. She just looks so happy and content to me. Here's another thing. You know, she's holding that rabbit, and we're going to have that. I think we did have. Yeah, in January. We have on the 21st, I think we had the Chinese New Year in the sign of Rabbit. So it could even be going back a little bit into that 21st energy. Or, you know, maybe that's when the initial spark happened, and now you're working on it. You know, you've got that spark, and now you're trying to implement it and put it into practice. Okay, let's get our animal totem for our Taurus friends for the month of February 2023. For Taurus, we got the Wasp. So when you're dealing with Wasp energy, often there's going to be some contention, and it does show up over here as well. Wasp is also talking about like really calling in your own strength, though, because the Wasps are really the warrior, and they're fierce and everything. Let's read what the card said, what I wrote initially. Fearless warrior spirit of the sky, shamanic healing, transformation, stinging, attacking, fighting the good fight, impassioned action makes dreams come true. Yeah, I like that last bit about the impassioned action, and I think that fits really well with the other cards of what the reading is trying to tell us, because this is your impassioned action right here. It's not listening to what the outside world is saying. It's you being passionate about your passion project, what you're working on, what you're excited about, what your calls to you. And where this is the kind of thing that the hours will pass by and you're still doing it and you don't even realize that, it's hours have gone by. Okay, let's go ahead and start pulling some lots. First lot we're going to pull is your lots of love. For those who are interested in things, all things love, let's see what we can find for our Taurus friends. It says safe. Well, that can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. Maybe you're safe the way you are. Maybe you're playing it safe. Maybe you're attracting somebody who's safe. But it's not a bad thing at all. So I like that. I like that that's there. Let's next pull your lots of answers. So ask your question, a yes or no. And let's see what we can pull out for our Taurus friends. So what we got here? It says promising. So that means, promising. It looks good. It's not definite, but looks good. And then finally, let's get our lots of proverbs. And this is just a little bit of advice, a little bit of wisdom for the upcoming month for our Taurus friends. Don't count your chickens before they're hatched. Yeah, that could be what this is. Maybe some of you have got a deal pending and you think it's all good, it's all going down. Well, you might be waiting. So just make the work as the best you can make it. Focus on the work at hand. Focus on what you're creating. Focus on the work at hand and make it just the best that you can possibly make it. And that's going to be the ticket, and that's going to be the key to... I'm trying to get a little better light situation on here so you don't see my hands in the shadow so much. How's that? I think that's going to work good. Yeah, that's gonna be the key to getting what you need. I'm hearing the key to your heart. I am yours, you are mine, you are what you are. I'm way out of key. You make it hard. Something inside is telling me I've got your secret. I'm sorry, I'm not grabbing it. Here is the key to your... I'm way out of key too. Key to your heart. It's a song with a lot of harmonies, and I usually jump around in the harmonies when I'm singing along with it. That's why I can't find it. I am yours. You are mine. You are what you are. You make it hard. Yeah, Crosby, Stills, Nash Young. I'm still not sure which song it is now. But when these songs come through, it's not for nothing. Usually there's a message in it. So if anybody wants to grab that and post it in there, post it in the comments, make sure you write Taurus song or something. But yeah, it looks promising. But don't count your chickens to your hats. Keep your nose to the grindstone. Keep working. I do offer a mid-month update. If you're a Patreon supporter, I do have a mid-month reading that's similar to this and some other things. So if you're interested in that, you can check it out through my website or the links below. Next, we're going to move on to the sign of Gemini. Let me put a mark by old Gemini here. And let me get these cards and really start shuffling up and tuning in for our Geminis. This is for Gemini Sun sign, rising moon, or anybody with prominent Gemini in your chart, really, on the cusp, however. Gemini for February 2023. Geminis. Okay, we've got the Five of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. So that's not you. This is a water sign person. Let's do the second half. We're going to get for our Geminis. Is that creating glare, that light? I'm not sure if it's really helping, is it? I don't know. I don't think we need it, honestly. Let's try. I'm sorry about all this. I'm trying to... What if we need both? Will that cut on the glare? Not really. Okay, so I'll do it this way. Sorry about all the lighting changes. I'm trying to get a good lighting thing for everybody. But this is for our reading for February, for Gemini. February, Gemini. Star, beautiful energy. The moon, lovely. And then this will be the last one, the Ace of Rods. So they're talking about the moon. Well, it starts out with quite a bit of disappointment. Both Five of Cups and Five of Pentacles are cards of disappointment or feeling. This one is definitely like feeling not good enough. This one is, you know, looking at the spilled cups, looking at what went wrong, and this feels this, you know, these two together feel like we're still healing. We're still healing over something that, you know, went wrong or was disappointing for us. This Queen of Cups feels very lovely and good energy. I like the way the Ace of Rods points right up at her too. Queen of Cups is water sign energy. This is Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Since we have the moon here, we're always going to look at that moon time, and the new moon is going to be in Pisces. On the 20th of the month, we're going to have a new moon in Pisces. So we've got the moon, we've got the new beginning, so all signs point to the new moon in Pisces on the 20th. This could be a very powerful time for turning a corner, for planting these powerful seeds that are going to blossom and grow, bloom and grow into all directions. You have star and moon together, so this is these are both major arcana, meaning higher forces are at work, but they're both very spiritual cards. So you're going to be getting these downloads, getting these spiritual. This white bird is standing out to me so strong. If you see a white bird, know that it's a message. But the spirit is wanting to work with you and, you know, bring things to fruition for you. I see a little something on this card. I want to get it off. There we go. Bring things into fruition with you, and that planting those seeds on that new moon can be super powerful. Here's another thing that's happening. So we've got first of all, as far as water sign energy and Pisces energy goes, so we've got the new moon on the 20th. First of all, the sun goes into Pisces on the 18th, and this is the card 18. So the 18th could be a very powerful day. Then we've got the new moon on the 20th in Pisces. Then we've got the Venus-Neptune conjunction on the 15th. So even the 15th, you know, through, leading up to this new moon at 1 degree. This Pisces moon is at 1 degree, and this is a 1. So I'm very sure that they're talking about this Pisces new moon for you. It's going to be spirit, guides, and angels are working with you. You could really plant some seeds that could be really life-changing and really take your life in another direction to embrace the full cup energy that is promised in the Five of Cups, the very first card out here. Okay, so here we go, Gemini. What is going on for your animal totem? Ooh. There's about 4 that fell out. Fox was on the top if you wanted to look at it more, but I'm only going to pull 1 for Gemini. We've got the crow. Isn't that interesting, too, because that bird was standing out to me? So the bird was standing out to me on this card, and you get a bird in... I mean, there's lots of birds in the animal totems, but they're not all birds, not at all. And you get the crow. And the crow or the raven. And the raven and the crow, they totally resonate with me with the Gemini energy because it very much is communication. You know, crows are very talkative. They, it's all through mythology and the ancient lore that the crows were the messengers. And I felt like the bird was a messenger. So this is kind of reinforcing all of that for you. Magic, myth, legend, and lore. The raven is calling you to awaken to the mystery and enchantment. It's time to shapeshift your life into what you want it to be. Yeah, that mystery and enchantment, too. This is definitely the vibe of these 2 cards here with the moon and the star. That's definitely mystery and enchantment is right down that same alley as the rest. So watch those birds. I haven't told the story in a while, but years ago, before GPS and everything, the ravens would always show me, ravens and crows would show me. If I was ever lost, the ravens and crows would show me the way, you know, every time. I remember one time we were picking up a big beer order for the bar. We had my dad's truck, and I'm driving with my mom, and we're way out. So we went out of county because you get it way cheaper somewhere. So we're way far away. We don't know we've never been there. It's you know, it's hard to find. It's all kind of out in the country. And we're totally lost. So I just said, I'm going to talk to my ravens. And they're going to show us the way. Well, but sure enough, caw-caw, caw-caw, they start, and they showed, and it was the right way. But my mom, she was like, we're lost in the middle of nowhere, and you're talking to the birds. She's like yelling at me and stuff. But it worked. It worked. They did show me the way. I have a whole bunch of stories. I don't want to tell them all, but that's one of the good ones. And they did it every time. They did. This was not a one-off thing. You know, the ravens always would help me. Okay, let's go ahead and get your lots going. I'm going to first pull a lots of love. So you have a question about love. And again, when I play with these lots on my own, I pull a handful. I don't just pull one. But for this purpose, just for demonstration, we're going to pull one for Gemini. Action. Okay. Well, you're action-oriented. And Mars has been in your sign, too, and Mars is direct now, finally. Okay, next we're going to pull a yes-no kind of maybe question here from our lots of answers, so ask your question. And all these are available, it says negative, so it's a no. But all these lots are, and all these cards and everything are available. You can find the links below. And then the last thing we're going to do, you can play with these on your own, because they're pretty fun, actually. We're going to get your message from the lots of Proverbs. And let's see, lots of Proverbs. What goes around comes around. It's funny that would show up right by this thing, this negative. And then also, you know, the reading opened with these feelings of disappointment and stuff. So, you know, but there could be some disappointments, but what goes around comes around. And there's definitely some beautiful new energy starting, especially on that Pisces moon energy. That's coming through super, super strong for you guys. And that's what that is a square to you, because Gemini and then Pisces, you're mutable, so it's square. But it's also, you know, it's very positive. Squares make things happen. You know, squares cause you to come into action, you know. And you have all these beautiful blessings from Spirit. So overall, it looks really, really positive, Gemini. Okay, let me move these aside, and then we're going to move on to the next sign of Cancer, as soon as I can get these cards picked up, and we move on to the next part of it. And I just want to make my little tick mark over here so I make sure that I'm keeping track of what we're doing. Okay. Okay, Cancer. This is going to be for Cancer Sun, Rising Moon, anybody with any Cancer in their chart. And there is always going to be a midday update of these kind of readings, and that's available through Patreon if anybody's interested. Don't forget about the Aries Ingress reading, which is going to be a positive, always one of the most popular readings of the year. Okay, Cancer, what is coming up? Well, here's one thing I wanted to tell you, too. Let me do your first 30 of your cards. But this Aries Ingress, it's actually next month, but it's very powerful for you. Sun, Ace of Swords, lovely, and Six of Rods. Wow, nice start. So it's always going to affect you because you are one of the cardinal signs, and it's a cardinal ingress. You know, everybody's affected. Aries will be affected probably the most, but you're right in there. Cardinal ingress. Okay, but this is for February for our Aries friends. Oh, not Aries. It's funny I kept saying Aries. Cancer. For our Cancerians, Cancer people, for Sun, Rising, Moon for February. Soulmate card. Lovely. Five of Rods. And Five of Pentacles. Last spread had the Five of Pentacles too. It's almost as if you're fighting for the one you love or something like that. Let me get a quick little sip of my water before we continue. Thank you. Alright, so you've got this love. I mean, the whole reading is pretty good, except, you know, these last couple cards are a little But you have the Sun. So that just means you are radiating this joy, this happiness. You're just in your vibe. All this Pisces energy works really nice with your Cancer energy too, because it's a nice trine. It's a fellow water sign. And you are just in a time frame where you're just feeling really great. Feeling your mojo is what I'm getting. And you're just shining out there. And you can make big strides. With these two cards, you can make big strides. If any of you are involved in any kind of a competition, you could definitely become the victor, you know. And this could be a competition for a job, or you're bidding on a house. It could just be a lot of different things. You will be the chosen one in this. You are going to get what you're fighting for, what you're vying for. Six of Rods says, you know, you get that. You get that honor. There's honors bestowed upon you is what they're saying. And then you have the beautiful soulmate card down here. That's lovely, and that's always a good card, and it's always happy to see. That talks about having a soulmate love in your life. But, you know, in this row, we are dealing with the Five of Rods, which is conflict, fighting, struggle, can be. And Five of Pentacles, just feeling a little bit down and out. So it could be like, well, by some of you are really making big strides in your career. Your personal life is going through some stuff. But the personal, whatever's going on here with these second couple cards here, you got to remember that the soulmate card kicks it off. So, I mean, if anybody's in a, there's no fairy tales. We all should know this right now, right? If you're in a long-term relationship, there's ups and downs, there's peaks and valleys. And, you might be going through a little bit of a struggle time. Maybe they're not, they're a little jealous of your success, perhaps, or maybe your success is saying, well, I don't want you to do this because it's going to take away from our time, or if you have to, there's maybe stipulations that involving this new opportunity for you that may, cause a little suffering in your relationship, but you can iron it out. Here's another wonderful thing that I'm noticing here with this soulmate card and the sun card. Sometimes that can be the soulmates coming in the form of a baby. So if somebody's been wanting to have a baby, or it's your child or your grandchild or your great niece or your great nephew or whoever the case may be, and they've been struggling, there could be a big breakthrough there, and this soulmate energy could be coming in the form of this baby. Somebody out there, somebody's having a baby and it's going to be like right by your birthday, either the day before, the day of, or the day after. They're going to be like your birthday soulmate. So it wouldn't be this month, obviously. It would be like late June or July. Okay, let's move on to the next part. And let's get our animal totem for our Cancerian friends. Well, I guess that's it, huh? Came right out. The possum. Yeah, the possum is a really good card. It's a very high spiritual card. It's very much like the hangman in the tarot. And it can be like this pause kind of a thing, Or, what I'm getting from this, because sometimes people aren't happy for you. You might think that your people are happy for you over all this victory. This might not be your love partner. This might be your best friend or your coworker best friend. And, you might be like, hey, I got the job, and there could be a lot of resentment around it. It could be. Stay in your space here. I was going to call you Capricorn. I think that's a blue jay out there. I don't know if you heard it. Dreamer of dreams, seer of visions. Pause. Create space for enlightenment. Breathe. Keep your plans and ideas private. Know when to assert yourself and when to play dead. Yeah, and if you're going after this position, or whatever this, just don't tell anybody until you really know you've got it in the pocket, because there could be jealousy. It does look like that to me. It does look like this could be jealousy. All right, we're going to go through and pull the lots, which are also my own creation, and you can find all the links to if you want to get them yourself. They're really fun to play with. I usually pull a few out if I'm working with them myself, but I'm going to just pull one, and this is for your love energy for February. Ooh, I got liar. Somebody's a liar. There's something going on here. Somebody's a liar. That's not going to apply to everybody, of course, but if you got the lots yourself, you could play with them yourself. And what the heck is in here? Just saw something. It's not a bug, is it? Oh, it's just a piece of fuzz. It was sort of upside down. I'm like, ew, is that some kind of bug? Okay, but let's get your yes, no, maybe ask your yes or no questions, Cancer. Let's see what we get. Assumably, so that's good. That's, looks pretty good. And last but not least, your little bit of wisdom from the lots of Proverbs. Again, all available through my website. What goes up must come down. Spin and wheel, got to go round. Well, you could take that in a lot of different ways. That's going to be something that you'll personally have to figure out for your own life and your own thing, though. But it just means like things fluctuate, and just like I was saying with the relationship stuff, if you're in a long-term relationship, there's no happily ever after. You have times where you're madly in love, and other times where they're getting on your nerves, and other times where you might want to be alone. Excuse me, I'm going to make a noise. Yeah, so there's different things, different times, different ways. So there used to be a thing called biorhythms. I'm sure it's still around, but these biorhythms where things go up and down. What goes up must come down. If somebody is being a jerk to you, know that their time will come too. This liar, that's what I'm getting. I'm picking up on that from somebody too. All right, well, Cancers, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget about the Aries Ingress, and please do check out my book if you do enjoy the channel material. I would love for everyone to check it out. It is available for free in the Kindle Lending Library as well. We're going to move on to the sign of Leo. I'm going to put my little tick mark, and we're going to start off right at the bat with Leo. This is for Leo sun sign, rising and moon, or anybody who has prominent Leo in their chart. It's going to be a full moon in your sign this month, Leo, so that's exciting. We've got the Knight of Cups, Six of Rods. That was in that same spot, I think. And then the Death card. We'll move them down so you can see them a little better. I do want to light a little smudge over here, too, just maybe light a little bit of smudge. And I'm going to make a little spray of some water here. And let me blow out the smudge and get a little cleansing going on here. There we go. And then we're going to move on to the Hanson Roberts deck, and we're going to get 3 more cards for our Leo friends for the month of February of 2022. 23, excuse me, February 23. This is for Leo, Sun, Rising, Moon, or anybody with prominent Leo. We've got Queen of Cups, 9 of Rods, and finally Queen of Pentacles. You're dealing with people. It's your full moon, too. You get one new moon and one full moon every year, and lo and behold, this is going to be the month of your full moon. And this is occurring on the 5th of February at 16 degrees of Leo, if that means anything to you. Some people it may. So your full moon, this is when things come to a culmination. This is also, a good time from the 5th on to do some major purging. Anything you're trying to release or get rid of in your life. I'm trying not to use the word release because it has an implication of starting it again. You're releasing it like you're going to do it again. Like if your lease is up on your apartment and you release it, you're signing up for another round or whatever. So we don't want to do that. We want to purge, eliminate, smudge. It's funny, I know it was the Leo moon, I wrote it down, but I wasn't thinking about that, and I was wanting to smudge before I started your reading. So, that's funny because it absolutely could be, go through, do the smudging, do the cleansing, the clearing, and because the Death card is here. Some things are coming to an end. But it doesn't seem like it's in a bad way because it's preceded by the Six of Rods. So the Six of Rods is you getting that recognition, you getting that that honor, that degree, that that job, that position, that award, all these kinds of things. We notice that we do have these 2 water sign energies, and there's no gender in these readings, but it's still, we've got the water sign energy twice here. Well, we're going to have a lot of Pisces going on. We've got your full moon on the 5th in your sign of Leo, but then we've got a new moon in Pisces on the 20th. We've got the Sun moving into Pisces on the 18th. We've got the Venus-Neptune conjunction in Pisces on the 23rd. So there's a lot of Pisces energy, which typically is very different from you. You're fire, Pisces is water. You're very outgoing. Pisces are very introverted. So it's a little different than your energy for sure. But also, you can work with that. It doesn't mean, it's not that you should shy away from it. You could absolutely work with it. It feels like you're a little bit, shying away from some of this. This could be 2 different people. One is or just one. This part of it is beautiful. You're being offered this opportunity. You're being offered this accolades, this acknowledgement, and it's life-changing with the death. It could bring about a big change. That's wanted, though. This is a wanted change. And that's a great card, again, to have around your full moon, because it's come to culmination, and we're letting it go, and we're, releasing for the next phase. So this could be one person who is part of that, and then another person who comes in, and then you're not so sure on, So this is a card of, a lot of times I'll poo-poo this card. I'll be like, oh, you don't need to worry, you're being overly guarded, blah, blah, blah. But if you got that feeling about this person, in this case, I'm kind of going to go with it. I'm going to kind of say, trust those inner feelings, that it feels kind of like maybe there is something. Maybe this person does have ulterior motives. Because that's one of the downsides of the Pisces-Neptune energy, is that there can be secretive, there can be illusions, there can be things that are, not on the up and up, basically. Then we've got this Queen of Pentacles over here. Again, no gender in these readings, so even though it's showing up as a female, it could be anybody. But this Queen of Pentacles, I feel like she's got your back. Or she could, maybe this is somebody that you could turn to and say, hey, I'm not so sure about this situation. Maybe more like in a friendship way, but Pentacles, and we're not having any big earth sign things this month, Pentacles generally are somebody you're dealing with money, you know. So this could be maybe you want to have some kind of a, you know, a financial, before you sign anything or do anything, maybe you want to talk to a financial advisor and say, hey, is this really the protocol, or is this cool, or a lawyer or somebody, you know, this person might be able to put to rest any of your suspicions or investigate it further, kind of thing. That's what I'm kind of getting. There might be somebody that you can turn to. Okay, let's go ahead and get your animal totem next for our Leo friends. Don't forget about the Aries Ingress reading. That's always the most popular reading of the year. Coming up, one of the most, not the year ahead. It's going to be real powerful with Jupiter this year. And then for Valentine's Day, I threw up that soulmate reading. It's past lives with you and another, based on astrology, psychic astrology. Okay, let's go ahead. And my book, my new book is out, Transmissions for Humanity. Book 3, channeled material from higher dimensional beings. But we want to get our animal totem for our Leo. I think I've got it right here, the beaver. So you're building. When the beaver shows up, you're building. It's funny, I feel like there is a strong connection with this and the beaver and this earth sign energy. So maybe some of you, this is some kind of, you know, maybe you're building a house, or, you know, something's actually under construction. It can be, or you're remodeling your house, or house is remodeled. This could be like they're promising that they're going to do this and that, or they're, you know, it almost feels like this is specific for somebody, but I'm picking it up. Like somebody said that they're going to be using a certain kind of materials, and then they kind of cheap out. Like maybe you won't notice. You know, maybe you might have to get, this could be like a housing inspector or somebody like that comes around and says, hey, this is supposed to be blah, 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 or this kind of piping, or this kind of lumber, and it's 3/4 inch or something, you know, again, like that. And, you know, if it seems a little fishy, you know, have somebody come and look at it. Okay, beaver, builder, dreamer, familiar friend, dweller of land and water, a foot in two worlds. Your diligence can change the flow of the river, be the architect of your life. Yeah. The full moon also, a lot of things, your full moon in your sign again, back here to that 5th, a lot of things could come to light. You could be made aware, and it might be subtle, because we're moving in and we're going into all this Pisces energy. It might be subtle. It might just be, you kind of have a feeling, maybe I should, is that really 3/4 inch lumber? Or is that really copper piping? Or are they really doing what they said they were going to do? You know, don't put your trust and don't go on blind faith, you know. Okay, let's go ahead and get your love. These are lots of love. There's a whole bunch of them. There's like 80 of them. And they're fun to play around with. They're fun to just ask the question and pull. But I'm going to pull one for the universe. This is a universal reading. I forgot to say that. Soulmate. So one or more of these people are your soulmates. I feel this would be, if I had to pick one, I would say that's the soulmate energy. Okay, let's see here. What is going to be your yes, no, maybe question for... We're doing Leo, right? Yeah, Leo. It says unsure. Okay, so it's a maybe. You don't know right now. And then last but not least, your lots of Proverbs to get your little bit of wisdom for the month. For Leos, you've got better safe than sorry. That totally goes in with what I was saying, doesn't it? Better safe than sorry. You know, you're not sure. If you're not sure about some of these people, or something seems a little fishy, again, usually I'll take this card and say, oh, don't worry about it, it's okay. But in this case, I am feeling like exactly that. Better safe than sorry. Better call in the inspector or the other contractor, or if this is some kind of legal papers, you know, call in a lawyer, whatever it takes, and make sure that things are on the up and up. Better safe than sorry. That's exactly right. All right, well, Leos, thank you so much for tuning in for the reading. Please check out my website and for information on readings, personal readings from me, and I do have the 2 special ones. And also, if you're interested in the channeling material, I would so appreciate you checking out the book. It is available on the Kindle Lending Library, so you can read for free if you're a member. And it's also on Audible. It will be. All right, have a great month. Virgo's up next. Hello, Virgo. Thank you for tuning in for your February reading. This is for Virgo Sun, Rising Moon, or anybody with a lot of Virgo placements. All right, let's go ahead and get your first 3 cards for Virgo for February. Okay, we've got the 2 of Rods, the World, and the Three of Cups, excuse me, Three of Cups. Let's get the next deck. We're going to use, that is, of course, the Rock and Roll Tarot deck, 3rd edition, the smaller one, and we're going to use the Hanson Roberts. Oh, this guy just flew out. So he's coming in there. King of Rods for Virgos. Sun, Rising, Moon. 2 more cards for Virgo. We've got the 3 of Cups twice. Oh, look at that. And the 10 of Rods. Okay. Well, the 3 of Cups turning out twice. There's definitely going to be reason for celebrating, for happiness, for joy, for coming together. You know, if you, Valentine's Day, or if you celebrate in bulk, you know, it should be very positive. A lot of times that can represent a holiday. And those are the 2 that I can think of. And I think there's President's Day. There might be a few other ones, but... And if you're invited to any kind of event, like a wedding or any kind of thing like that, you should absolutely go, because it could be really important to you. Notice what's in between if we follow it. Well, we could follow it this way, 10 of Rods. Let's look at that. Because both have in common they're butting up against the 10 of Rods, okay? So you might be thinking, oh, it's just, do I really want to go to this thing? It's just going to be such a hassle. I'm going to have to do all this work to get it ready. I have to do this and that and blah, blah, blah. And you're just kind of like, oh, you can do it. When the 10 of Rods shows up, it's like you can do it. But you look at it the other way, the other common chord, funny I said common chord, but it's a common card, is the World. So that's what grabbed me first. I'm like, well, yeah, the 10 of Cups, 10 of Rods here, but the World is like, this is going to be much more, if you're thinking of it like this is just more work I have to do, and that's a typical Virgo. You know you can be that way, Virgo. You know I'm shaking my wand at you. You know you can be that way. If you can let loose and enjoy yourself, or if it is a lot of work, and so be it, but it's going to be well worth your while, is what the World is telling us. Attainment is really standing out to me. Attainment, attainment, attainment. So there's going to be wonderful things that come forth from this, maybe in the form of contacts. And this person should be a very important contact. I was going to call him Mr. Leo over here, of all things. But well, could be a Leo. He could be any of the, he or she, no gender, could be any of the fire sign energies, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. But the reason I think I went for the Leo is because we are having that full moon in Leo in a fire sign over here on the 5th that will be occurring. This person is somebody that can be very instrumental for you in your life going forward. When you have the 2 of Rods, it's a beautiful card of really finding your path, of really seeing the direction you want to go in, of really it being wide. And he holds the World in his hand, and then the World is right next to you. So this tells me, too, sometimes when the 2 of Rods comes up, it's like, yeah, you're on the right path, but the World, it's off there somewhere in the distance. It's not off there somewhere in the distance. It's right here, right in front of you. And this King of Rods seems very instrumental. We also have Jupiter in Aries, a fire sign, so that could have something to do with it, too. But definitely a time for happiness and celebration. Make it work. Somehow you got to make it work. Make it happen, because it's definitely worth your while. It's definitely worth doing. Important contacts could be made, and in fact, somebody who may be an important contact well into the future. Maybe could be a love match, but it may just be somebody in business as well. But definitely very much an important person for you. Okay, let's go ahead and get our animal totem. Real quick reminder, I'm the featured readings this month. Soulmate Astro reading, it's a past life soulmate reading. And then the Aries Ingress reading, which will be available for a limited time. It's the quarterly, it's the Astro New Year. It's the quarterly, one of the most popular readings, the Ingress readings, available for a limited time every year. If you're waiting for that, it will be, the books are open on that one, starting in February. Okay. Animal totem for our Leo, or no, we're doing Virgo, excuse me, Virgo. Virgo's animal totem, the sheep. Well, that's kind of you anyway, Virgo. You do prefer this quiet, this peaceful thing. Another thing that just occurred to me, especially if you're Virgo rising, ouch, especially if you're Virgo rising, all this stuff here, you know, this is all in your 7th house, all this Pisces stuff. We have the new moon in Pisces, the Venus, sun going in Pisces, Venus conjunct Neptune in Pisces. If you're Leo, or excuse me, I'm going to call you Leo. I think this person's a Leo. That's why I keep saying that. But Virgo, you know, if you're Virgo rising, this is all happening in your 7th house of long-term relationships. So it could be very, you know, significant. The Lamb is about keeping it mellow, keeping it peaceful. You're that way anyway, Virgos. You're not big on Usually not, you know. You'd like to keep it on an even keel. Lamb of God, take away the sins of the world. Sacrifice, vulnerability, innocence, humility. Stillness, peace, quiet, pastoral life. Prophetic dreams, uncover ancient knowledge. Yeah, you might be getting all this Pisces energy. Everybody could be really tuning into their psychic stuff and really getting those, you know, getting those psychic downloads for sure. Okay, let's do your lots. The first one we're going to do is Lots of Love. These are my creation, and they're really fun to play with. There's a whole bunch of them, and you can pull out a few at a time when you're playing around with them by yourself. But I'm just going to pull one regarding love for Virgo in February. What do we got? Protector. Oh, I like that. Well, depends. Some people might like that. Some people like, I can take care of myself. I hear some of them say, I don't need no protector. I take care of myself. Well, that's cool. Then you do that. You rock on with your bad self there. But some people might like to see that card. I would like to see that card. Okay. Protector doesn't necessarily mean controller. I think that needed to be said. Okay, what's your yes, no, maybe? Ask your question, Virgo. What do we got here? Easily. That's definitely a yes. Easily. And then last but not least, so lots of Proverbs, which is just going to give you your little insight, your little bit of wisdom, words to live by for the month of February. And you've got a picture is worth 1,000 words. That could be taken a lot of ways. When I saw it, I thought right away about this gathering thing. You know, because when you're a group of a lot of people, you see things going on. You know, you see. Well, I think about my bartending days. If you think that the bartender isn't listening to every word you say and doesn't know exactly what's going on, I mean, I don't go to the bars anymore, but if you think that you can have a private conversation and that bartender's, if they're any good, the bartender's listening to everything. They know everything that's going on. And I think I kind of still assume that position almost when I'm at a gathering. I always sit with my back against the wall. It's just all these old things from the bar, because then you can see everything that's coming at you, and there's nobody's going to come up behind you. But you always, and as the bar owner or the bartender, you always got to keep an eye on what everything's going on. And Virgos, you have that, a little bit of that with your your meticulous mind. You're always watching everything that's going on. You can, I feel real strong like this could be some kind of thing that is revealed to you at this gathering, but then for some people too, I'm also getting definitely a picture you might see on social media. And I feel like it's like body language, or it's like negative. It feels negative, but it feels negative, but it feels like it kind of makes you happy. Like it's like, they look like, or maybe somebody's trying to hug somebody else and they're like cringing or pulling away or making a weird face or something. And I think like that's going to be the thing for some of you. It's going to be different for everybody, of course. Okay, Virgos. Well, hey, thanks for tuning in. And remember your love and beauty incarnate. Don't forget about the featured readings, which is the Psychic Soulmate reading for Valentine's Day. That's always available, but I thought I'd feature it as Valentine's. And then also the Aries Ingress and my awesome book, The Transmissions for Humanity. Okay, next we're going to move on to the sign of Libra. Okay, Libra, this is your Psychic Tarot reading for the month of February of 2023. This is for Libra Sun, Rising Moon, or anybody who has a lot of Libra in their chart. Let's see what we get here from the first deck, the Rock and Roll Tarot deck. We've got Judgment, Two of Rods, and the Eight of Pentacles. Next, we're going to pull 3 more cards from the Hanson Roberts deck. And we're going to do this for Libra. If I said Virgo, I know we're doing Libra. I'm sorry if I said Virgo at some point, but we're doing Libra. And the guides know what we're doing. The universe knows what we're doing. So the wrong thing flies out of my mouth occasionally. Don't flip out. Okay. Ace of Cups, nice. 7 of Cups, also nice. And 4 rods. Beautiful, beautiful love energy going on the bottom row here. Well, Judgment card talks about you're finishing up some big karmic cycle. Well, here's another thing that's going on with Libras. It's not right away, but this year, it's going to be when? Well, we're going to start having some eclipses in your sign later in the year, but also when we get into July, the South Node is going to move into your sign for the first time in 19 to 20 years. This card I very much associated with the nodes in astrology, which is they're both similar. It's a 19 to 20 year cycle. It's a karmic cycle that's ending and finishing up. So you're finishing up this now, so then when we get into July, and then the node goes into your sign, if you finish up and remove things now, then it could be a positive experience for you. I always look at what is the horn pointing at, and it's pointing right down here at the Ace of Cups. Beautiful energy of new beginning in love, new beginning in creativity, joy, happiness. You know, I think of the Ace of Cups as very much associated with Venus in astrology, and we are going to have that big Venus conjunction. It's not big, but it's happening. It happens fairly regularly, but there's going to be a Venus-Neptune conjunction on the 15th in the sign of water sign of Pisces. This feels very closely related to that. So 15th, that Venus-Neptune conjunction, and then it's going to follow up with this new moon 5 days later. You know, there's a lot of Pisces energy from the 15th through the 20th happening. So it could be around there, and there's that 20th there. You got the 20, you got the 2 here as well. 2 of Rods is a beautiful card of seeing your way, seeing the clarity of it. Because sometimes we get caught in these karmic cycles and we don't see the lesson. We don't see what it was all about. And we just, it's almost like you sign up for another, when you're in these nodal returns, you're signing up for another 20 years around the merry-go-round. You can get off that merry-go-round. And it's good to think back to that other time frames. And I will tell you when that was. Last time, I probably told you this before, but in case you haven't seen it, the last time that you had the nodes in your sign, your south node in your sign, was December of 2004 through June of 2006. That's going to be the one that's probably the most impactful to most people. But it was also in there back in the 80s, if you were alive back in the 80s, from 86 to 87. So more than likely, these are karmic cycles, though, they're coming in from 2003 and 2004 as you were approaching, just as you're approaching now. Think back to those times. You could really get beneficial, you know, you could get some good information by thinking back to those times. What happened then? For whatever it is, you've come full circle from it, and you're a different person now. And it's good to look back and think, what lessons have I learned in these last 20 years or so? Many of you are working really hard on some kind of a project. I'm hearing that's your next step. So it feels like it could be something that you've already been involved in, but you're going to take it to the next step, take it to the next level. And although it's going to require work, it looks like, it's still going to be worth doing. It's still going to elevate you up to that next level. You know, some of you, when these 2 cards show together, some of you may be building a house too, because I use this card for a house. But when it's in this line, it's very much a love card. Sometimes people will use this for a marriage. I use it more of we're living together, we're planning a marriage, we're getting serious about each other. And some of you may be attracting somebody really positive, somebody that you've been dreaming about. This is the visualization becoming the reality. A lot of people use this card as, oh, you're just a dreamer and it's bullshit. I use this as creative visualization. And this is a very powerful and strong card for me. Visualizing what you want as far as love, or maybe if you are wanting to move, you're building a house and you want to get it, get it exactly how you want it. But people go out there, oh, I want to meet somebody, and then you just throw yourself out in the ring and you end up, this attracting the same thing over and over again, whether it's a love relationship or not. It doesn't necessarily have to be for everybody. But this is a card of, well, I want to meet somebody who is this and this and this and this quality, Getting real specific and working with the energy of your visualization and co-creating with the universe to create this happy home environment filled with love and joy, whether it's a marriage or whatever the case may be. Okay, let's go ahead and get over here. Oh yeah, the Aries Ingress too. I wanted to mention that because I won't mentioning it to everybody, but you being you are one of the cardinal signs. So everybody's affected by it. Aries, you're affected by it most, but Libras, you are also very much affected by it. Here's an interesting thing too. It'll be next month in March, but I'm kicking off the readings now. If you are Libra rising, that Aries stuff is all in your 7th house, so that is the relationship sector of your chart. But it's always a popular reading, and it'll just be available for a limited time, so check it out if you're interested. All right, let's get our animal totem for our Libras. You got the goat. Well, I always think of the goat as the Capricorn energy too. So you got the goat. Often I can talk about a Capricorn. There's no court card here, but you may be involved with the Capricorn. And talking about cardinal signs, that's also one of the cardinal signs. Independent, ambitious, rugged, curious, unfaltering perseverance and determination, climbing to new heights, top of the heap, overcoming obstacles, success after hard work. Yeah, that's what this feels like all the way around. That it's success after hard work. I just want to write a little note here. Yeah, and you're gonna arrive. You've arrived. some of you are getting a house on top of the mountain somewhere too, or on the hills or somewhere. You're building like a house on the hills or in the hills, or you're going to be moving there. But goat, and then goat takes on that other meaning in modern day, you know, greatest of all time. I didn't know that for a long time. I was like, why do they call LeBron James the goat? I didn't know. So it's the greatest of all time. Maybe this is the greatest of all time love for you. Ooh, yeah, I like that. Or even the greatest time of your love life, you know. You may be in a time frame that is the greatest. It's the greatest of all time. Time frames, in other words, okay? Well, since you're I'm gonna do your lots of love. These are my lots. There's many to choose from in the pouch. I'm just gonna pull one, and let's see what we get. Player. Well, this energy doesn't feel like a player, but maybe for some of you that might be what's been, you know, holding you back. Maybe we're involved with a player. And here's the thing. So if you're doing you have been involved with a player in the past. In other words, somebody who had a wandering eye or was unfaithful or whatever. When you're doing your visualizations and your affirmations and manifestations, don't say, I don't want somebody who's a player. Don't say anything about what you don't want. Just say, I want somebody who's loyal and faithful. You know, you say the opposite of it if it's something bad. Okay, let's get your yes, no, maybe question for our Libras. Absolutely. Yay. Let's get a big yes on that one. And then last but not least, we're going to pull our prophet. Our lots of, not a prophet. It's funny I want to say that. Proverb. Lots of proverbs. We're going to pull those lots of proverbs. One for Libra. You got, we are what we repeatedly do. Yeah, that's true. That's that doing the same thing and expecting a different result. You are your daily habits. If you really want to make a new beginning, it's always a good idea to start some new daily habits and, you know, catch yourself. Catch what you do just out of habit, where your monkey mind just takes over, and you have to intervene. You know, if you want to break these cycles, and they might be 20-year cycles in some cases. Okay? All right, Libras, well, thanks so much for tuning in, and don't forget to check your sun, rising, and moon while you're here, and you can check out for other people as well, and don't forget about the 2 readings that I am offering this month. Well, particularly the Aries Ingress is the limited time one. Now we're going to move over to the sign of Scorpio. And this is our February reading for our Scorpio friends, for Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Rising, and Scorpio Moon, or anybody who has really prominent Scorpio placements in their chart. Scorpio. 1, 2, 3 for Scorpio. You've got the Sun. Somebody else had that in the same spot. Ace of Pentacles and Page of Wands, or Page of Swords, excuse me. Together. Wish card, yay, Scorpio, and 6 of Rods. Boy, this 6 of Rods has really been out quite a bit. And it's always a good, happy card to see for me, you know. Because it means you're getting what you want. You're getting that recognition. You're being noticed. And this isn't just usually a fluke. This is something that you've definitely prepared for, you've worked hard for, and it's deserved. It's absolutely deserved recognition. I'm having my wand. We'll use this one. Well, you got the Sun as the very first card out. Beautiful, beautiful energy. The Sun is always about you shining, you're glowing, the spotlight's on you, you're exuding all this positive energy, and people are noticing. You're getting some kind of, you stand out in the crowd. You've got the 6 of Rods there telling us. You stand out in the crowd, Scorpio. And then you've got your Ace of Pentacles. So this could lead to some money. Somebody may see what you have to offer, or maybe, you know, notice you and they want to offer you a job. Maybe in the form of this Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is an air sign energy. Now, there's no gender in these readings, so it could be any male, female, whoever. Air signs being Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. We are going to be, the Sun is going to be in the sign of Aquarius up until the 18th of the month. So this could be right out of the gate. You know, this could be right out of the gate, right out of the get-go. You're getting contacted or you're getting offered this money through this air sign energy. And when you have the Sun and the Moon together, we always got to look at the new moon and the full moon, because that's how new moon is the Sun connecting with the moon in the same spot, conjunction. And the full moon is the sun opposing the moon in the same degree in the opposite sign. So the sun and the moon are both involved in this new and full moon. So we've got the full moon on the 5th in the sign of Leo. Now, if you're Scorpio rising, that's your 10th house. So that could absolutely, and the sun is the ruler of Leo too. So this could absolutely be something popping in your career. 10th house is your house of career, if you're not familiar. So yeah, that looks really positive. And then the moon, the full moon is in, or the new moon, that's the full moon. Full moon comes first in the sign of Leo on the 5th. And then the new moon comes later in the month in the sign of Pisces, which is also awesome for you. That's, well, if you're rising, it's your 5th house, but also that's your fellow water sign. Everything's going to be moving into Pisces. Venus conjunct Neptune in Pisces. The sun moves into Pisces. The new moon's in Pisces. That's very much in harmony with your Scorpio energy. So you could really get things done. The moon also is a card of dreams, of intuition, of psychic ability, which that's all the realm of Neptune and Pisces. Very similar. Psychic ability, dreams, creativity. You've got a wish card right smack in the middle here. So that's a big yes. Your wish is going to come true. And you are going to get those accolades. And you are going to get that thing that just makes your heart sing and makes you happy. Whether it's in the form of money or not. For some people it might not be. Okay. Let's go ahead and get our animal totem for our Scorpio friends. Don't forget we have the Aries. I have the Aries Ingress reading. That'll be available for a limited time. Always a very popular reading. It's the astrological new year. And what's coming up for the upcoming quarter as it relates to your astrology chart. And of course, my new book is out, Transmissions for Humanity, Book 3. If you do enjoy the channeled material, that's out. There is going to be some kind of a thing on YouTube. I'll announce it when it comes. I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to do that. Start that. I'm looking for a good date. Sometime in February, probably, but I don't know exactly when yet. Anyways, back to your card for your animal totem for Scorpios. We have the snail. So the snail is about how things could be moving really slowly. That, you know, but here, if things have been moving really slowly, this does not, this energy, all this is Mercury, this is movement. You know, this does not feel slowly. So maybe that's just something that's been dragging along for quite a while. Maybe you even applied for something, maybe even last year, even in October or November, around your birthday here, when we were in Libra and the Scorpio. Or we're trying to get it going then, and now it's here. So things are moving at a snail's pace, but I do not feel that's the case anymore. The snail, always, you got to remember, the snail carries his home on their back. So some of you, maybe you're going to get some job that requires travel, or maybe you're going to get an opportunity to travel. If so, it would probably be somewhere very sunny and warm. It could also have to do with your mother's family or your mother's heritage. So maybe your mother or her family are from some other country. Some of you may be traveling and going there. Beneath the stony hull lies a soft and dewy side, healing of deep wounds, rejuvenation. Re-emerging after a period of rain. Slow down and appreciate the little things. Yeah, it's kind of like you've arrived. You've got to this pinnacle of success or importance in your life, and slow down and appreciate the little things. You can do that now, and it might even be something having to do with children too. When you've got the sun energy. Okay, I just want to get a quick sip of water, and now we're going to pull your lots. The first lot I'm going to pull is your lots of love. So this is for love energy for Scorpio, Sun, Rising, and Moon. These are fun to play with on your own, and if I play with them on my own, I'll pull a few, not just one, but we're going to pull one. It says split. Well, if it's a split, it's the best thing that ever happened to you, judging by the rest of these cards. You might be one of them that are going to have a divorce party. I've heard women do that. Having a divorce party. And maybe the split is the best thing that ever happened to you, if that in fact applies to you. Okay, let's get to your yes-no question. Ask your question from the lots of answers. And we've got doubtful. Sorry. But you got the wish card here. So that's really good. Okay, so then last but not least, let's get our lots of answers, or our lots of proverbs. Work smart, not hard. Yeah. I think that it really looks like, Scorpio, that you're going to be in a position to do just that. Work smart, not hard. You're going to be appreciated for your experience, of your knowledge, experience. You are the best person for the job. You're going to get those accolades. It's not about you just being some grunt, or some gopher or grunt or something. You're in a position of respect, and you're honored for your skills. This is about your skills, not about just some random thing. You have skills, and you've earned this. This is earned recognition, and I'm so happy for you, Scorpio, because I know it's been rough for you guys too. Okay, let's go ahead and move these out of the way. Again, don't forget about the readings I'm offering. The Aries Ingress, available for a limited time. And then the love reading, which is always available, but I thought it might be nice to feature it on, for Valentine's Day. Okay, let's move on to our next sign, which is going to be Sagittarius. Let me just make a little check mark to know, make sure that I know where I'm at in this menagerie, I was going to say. Okay, Saggies, what's coming up for our Sagittarians for February of 2023? Sagittarius, Sun, Rising, Moon, anybody with prominent Sag in their chart. We got 3 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. Nice. Next, we're going to pull from the Hanson Roberts deck. The links to the decks and the lots and everything will be in the description of this video. Oh, these two just wanted to fly right out. This one feels like that's first, this second. I'm going to take the top card. Ace of Cups. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that. Ace of Cups lined up exactly with each other. Wow. Pretty cool. Yeah, so definitely some kind of new beginning in love, some kind of new beginning in creativity, some kind of new beginning in happiness, joy. Ace of Cups is really, really good, and it showed up right bam next to each other. So aces are new beginnings. And not only do you have the 2 aces, but you have the Fool. And the Fool is all about trying that new path, taking that new path in life, giving it a try, having faith, leaving the baggage behind. He just has this little small bag, and he's trusting the universe. He's trusting the universe. He's got a positive attitude with this Ace of Cups and the Fool. Got a positive outlook, a positive attitude, and you're ready to start on some new path. There's been stalls and delays. I'm going to make a little noise here real quick, Sadie. There's been some things, there's been stalemates. There's been blockages in the road. That's about to break wide open. That's what the guides just came through with. For some of you, this is something maybe that you tried before and you gave up on, but know that there's 2 cups still available. Even though the past didn't work out in the past, know that there's still 2 cups available, 2 new beginnings, 2 cups available. And then we have the 2 cups here. So isn't that interesting? Got 2 cups and 2 cups. So we could even take it like, maybe a soulmate connection. This is about to break wide open. People are going to see your work and notice you, or you're going to be learning some new skills. You're building something, and it's going to be, don't get discouraged. I feel like that you've met with some obstacles that has caused you to be discouraged, and that's going to end right now. The doors are opening. The stalls and delays are being moved forward and moving out of your way. And the doors are flying wide open. That's what they just keep saying. Doors are flying open to the left and to the right. That's what they're saying. So, I mean, it really looks so positive. And it looks like you're going to be, there's a lot of happiness. This is a spread. These Ace of Cups and this Fool, this is a spread of having a lot of happiness and a lot of joy in your life in this time. And turning the corner and making some new beginnings. Okay, let's go ahead and get the animal totem for our Sagittariuses. Don't forget, I do have the Aries Ingress reading and the soulmate reading. Aries will be available for a limited time. Upcoming astrology new year and the first quarter of the new year. Let's see what we get for the Ox. The Ox is all about having a lot of determination, about keep plowing through. Even when times get tough, the Ox keeps going. The Ox has a lot of tenacity, a lot of, they don't give up. The Ox does not give up. And I feel like you haven't given up either. Maybe you felt a little discouraged, but you still have hope, and it's about to pay off for you in a big way. I almost called you Scorpio, but I know we're doing Sagittarius. Okay, strength, endurance, patience, perseverance, clearing of karma, accepting what is, standing strong and plowing through. Elimination creates space for magic. See, eliminate your doubts and fears and allow the magic, because it really looks like there is a ton of magic coming your way, a ton of happiness, a ton of joy. What may have been overlooked before is now going to be noticed. That's what the guides just came through with for you. Okay, let's do our lots. So these are these lots. They're just little chits or lots that have, this is the lots of love. So this is pertaining to love, the message for Sagittarius. It says join. Yeah, join in. Yeah, Sagittarius, you guys usually are pretty good about joining in. You're pretty happy. You know, you're pretty happy, lighthearted people. But everybody's been through a ton of shit over these last couple of years, let's be honest, right? Okay, let's get our yes or no question. Ask your question. It says naturally, so that's a yes. And then finally, your little lots of wisdom, or your lots of proverbs with your little bit of wisdom, or a message for the month. And it says, love is the answer. Awesome. Awesome. And it goes right here. It lines, I always put them like this, and it lines right up with the Ace of Cups, and it says love is the answer. Yeah, love is the answer. That's it in a nutshell. I mean, I don't know what else I could really add to that, because it's showing all over the place. Double Ace of Cups, love is the answer. There you go. All right, so it does look like there's going to be a lot of love in your life. You have to not be down and join in. You have to participate. You have to put your foot upon the path, like the fool who puts his foot upon the path. And it's all coming. It's all coming together here, Saggies. All right. Well, thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check your sun, rising, and moon sign, or any prominent planets in Venus or whatever. You know, check them all. And now we're going to move on to the sign of Capricorn. Let me just make my little tick mark. Starting, of course, with the Rock and Roll Tarot, 3rd edition. As for the first part of the reading, for Capricorn, 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 Capricorn. For February, our Capricorn peeps. Lovers, 4 of Swords, and 3 of Pentacles. I'm going to move them down. I see that, but not on camera. Okay, then we're going to do our Hanson Roberts. Fix that a little. And we're going to get 3 cards for Capricorn from our Hanson Roberts deck. I'm sorry if you can hear that cough drop, but my throat just gets parched, and I need it. Capricorns. 4 of Rods, 3 of Rods, and 7 of Cups. Yeah. Well, you got some nice cards here. You know, love is definitely a thing this time, it looks like. You know, we've got the love energy because we've got the Lover's card, and then right below it, we've got the 4 of Rods, which some people will use as a marriage card. I generally don't. But it is a very positive relationship card. It can mean you're really getting serious. You're going to be moving in together. Some of you might be building a house together. Some of you, if you've been together for a long time and you're just like, when are we ever going to get married? When are we ever going to live together? You've been waiting to take that next step. Well, this could be the time frame when that could be happening for you, for sure. You might be building a house. But love is in the upright position. So lovers, well, it's Valentine's Day. That's why I'm featuring that soulmate reading too, because it's Valentine's Day, and a lot of people put a lot of stock in that and get all charged up about it, and so love is on the minds of all. And so I put little hearts around my sign this month too. But you've been waiting, and whatever's been stalled or delayed, you've been waiting for, it's finally going to start moving. We're building this. We're making it happen. We're either going to go back to school, or we're going to build this, start building our new home together. This could be building a house. Your ships are coming in, so there's going to be the money to do it. Or you're going to get news. This 3rd is really standing out to me. It might be right around the 3rd of the month for some people. And we have a full moon in Leo on the 5th, so that's just a couple days later. You're going to find out that whatever you've been waiting on here, it's arriving. You're standing on shore. You could see it's arriving. You could actually see evidence of it happening. So this could be something that you've been trying to manifest for a real long time here with this 7 of Cups. This is that card of creative visualization. Manifest. This thing standing out, this is, somebody's going to see this. I think it's an octopus or a squid or something. But then I looked at it, like a monkey or something. That was just a psychic thing I picked up. It's definitely a squid. Well, for some of you, you're going to you might see a monkey or you might see a squid. And that could be like some kind of a, a message, some kind of a blessing or a message. I'm seeing, I see a monkey just like you. What is that? Monkey see, monkey do. I see a monkey just like you. So I don't know if that means anything to anybody out there. It may. I'm not sure. But things are starting to move along where they've been stalled. Your visualization is starting to come into being in the 3D reality. You've got a 3 here and a 3 here, so you're doing these foundations. With 4, you're building a home together. Or maybe you're actually building a home. Maybe you're having a home built, an actual physical being. Being or physical building. Or a physical being too, right, Capricorn? It looks like a happy month, though. And something you've been waiting for a while, even for 4 months or even 4 years for some. I feel like you're going to see it starting to actually come into reality, and it's going to bring about so much happiness. Okay, let's get our animal totem for our... I almost said Scorpios, but I know we're doing Capricorn. The lucky ladybug. It's very lucky. And I just had that monkey see, monkey do, and of course it's like ladybug, ladybug, fly away. Your house is on fire, your children will burn. Well, we don't want that. And I'm not seeing any indication of anything like that here. But it's just these old, children's chants or whatever that come through. Well, the ladybug is absolutely lucky. I feel like I'm looking at this and looking at that. This place may have a beautiful garden. Maybe that's even what you're building. Maybe forever you're just like, oh, I want to put a flower bed back there. I want to put a garden in, and da da da. Maybe you're finally going to get it done. Start getting it done, or getting aligned with it. But for many, I feel like the place you live is you're moving to, or the place is going to have a beautiful garden or a beautiful park and nature around. You're going to see these ladybugs. Okay. Lucky lady of the garden, harbinger of happiness and joy, rid my life of obstacles that are destructive to my divine right to flourish. You have this divine right to flourish, Capricorn, as we all do. And I think you're going to start to really come into it. I say this a lot, but if you've never seen my readings, Capricorns, a lot of times you're ruled by Saturn. I'm a Capricorn too. And a lot of times we don't see our, get to where we're going until later in life, because Saturn is the later part of your life. So for a lot of you, could have been waiting a long, long time. Let's get your lots of love and see what shows up for Capricorns. You've got hate. Ooh, yikes. And then we're going to put another one. Of course, these can't apply to everybody, but these are fun to pull, and these are fun to play with on your own. You can pull a couple, 3, ask a question and pull them out. What's our lots of answers? Ask your question, and the answer is plausible. So that means, yeah, could happen. It's plausible. It might happen. And then last but not least, your little bit of advice, spiritual advice or words to live by for the month of February for our Capricorns. Make hay while the sun shines. Yeah, things are really going in your direction. That's what it says, make hay while the sun shines. So when things are going in your direction, you want to really ride that momentum. You really want to get things done while the guys are smiling upon it. While fate and fortune smiles upon you, you can get a lot done. So make hay while the sun shines. That's kind of, you don't even have to tell Capricorn that. That's, Capricorn's making hay all the time. Sunshine or not, Capricorns are workers, for sure. Working hard all the time. Alright, so that's your reading. Thanks for tuning in. And don't forget to check your sun, rising, and moon. Don't forget about the special readings that I'm featuring. The love reading, just because it's Valentine's Day, but also the Aries Ingress, only available for a limited time. So if you want to get in on that, check it out. Okay, let me put a little tick mark, because now we're going to move on to the sign of Aquarius. Oh, one stayed behind on the bottom. It was this Lano. I picked the deck up. I'm going to put this as your first card. Star. Beautiful. Okay, we need 2 more cards for our Aquarius friends for the month of February. And happy birthday, by the way, all you Aquarians. This is your solar return. This is your most powerful time of the year to manifest your reality. Spirits, they're working with you. It's already been shown. We've got the moon. And then we've got the 9 of Pentacles. So finances are looking really good looks like for many Aquarians. Let's get to the second part here of the Hanson Roberts deck. Hanson Roberts. Oh, it's Hanson Roberts. I know we're doing Aquarius. Look at this. Wow. 2 aces right in a row. Love it. Love it. Love it. You know why I love it too is because this is the time of your solar return. This is the most powerful time of the year to manifest your reality, to create the life you want. When the sun comes back to the point of your birth, that's your birth date or your solar return, that's when you can turn those corners. That's when you have that powerful energy to make a new start, to make a new beginning in your life. And it's, wow, is it showing up in the spread or what? We've got the 2 aces showing up here, so definitely showing up. Powerful new beginnings. New beginning in love, for sure. So if those of you that are looking for love, we got the soulmate card showing up right next to this Ace of Cups. Could be a love relationship, but sometimes the soulmates are different things. If you're looking for a creative partner, collaborator, it could be something like this. Whatever this Ace of Cups is in your thing, there's going to be a soulmate there that's part of it. Ace of Swords is down here. You know, that is this... there's some... It's just rubbed off. This is the card of breakthrough, of victory, triumph, and it points right up at the star, which was the very first card that was laying over there. When I picked up the deck, it was just still laying there. Star is there working with you. For some of you, this is a specific person who's passed on for sure. Moon could be your mother even. But the star is your spirit guides, your angels. They're raining down blessings with you. They're listening. They hear you. They're listening. And they're responding in kind. They're reciprocating. You're asking, and they're ready to blow down, you know, trickle down all the beautiful vibes of the star energy down on you. When the moon shows up, you know, that says you could be real psychic and spiritual. It says you might have a dream about this person, but it also means we got to look at those moons. Okay, we've got a full moon in Leo in your on the 5th and 16th. That, and if you're Aquarius rising, that is your 7th house of relationships, your main relationship house of marriage, you could say. And you, if that's the case, you may see somebody that's been there all along that you didn't even think of in that way, and all of a sudden it's just like, oh wow, they've been there all along, because the full moon can illuminate and really show you some things. Then there's going to be also a new moon in Pisces on the 20th. That could also be significant. You've got this Knight of Pentacles over here that with the soulmate card too. That's why I say it may not for everybody be a romantic entanglement. The Knight of Pentacles can talk about you know, a new some kind of financial thing, some kind of a new beginning in money, financial ventures, business thing, but it's flourishing. You know, it's flourishing. It's on there somewhere, flourishing, but you're doing very well. You know, you have plenty. You've got money for new clothes, you've got leisure time, you've got money saved for this and money saved for this, and you're really in a very comfortable position financially. Okay. Let's get our animal totem card for our Aquarian friends for February 2023, Aquarius. You've got the camel. Camel can go long endurances. That's the thing about camel. Camel is also movement, transportation, because it's like a horse. You know, you ride on it, and it's a form of transportation for ancient people. Dragon of the desert, wayfaring soul. Sure-footedness amidst the shifting sands, overcoming insurmountable odds, preparing for the journey ahead. Well, whatever this is, whatever this journey ahead is, with your Ace of Cups and your Ace of Swords here, these journeys, these are things that are going to be strong and long-lasting, that are going to endure whatever the, you know, because yeah, it's all great when we're happy falling in love and everything's cool, but then, you know, you get into the real nitty-gritty of life and nobody lives a fairy tale. There's always stuff, right? There's always stuff. But you're going to have this endurance, this strength and endurance to see it through. Okay, let's get your love, lots of love. Again, these are my lots. They're fun to play with on your own. You can just grab them and you can grab a few or whatever, but I'm just going to pull one for the collective here. Ooh, it's a piece of fuzz again. That scared the crap out of me. Ah! Is it a bug? What is it? It says kind. There's a hair on there too. Kind. I like that. So that would mean Well, it could be to you to be kind, but I also feel like whoever you're interacting with is kind. You know, that's the, if you've ever been around camels at all, that's their vibe too. Camels are very mellow, kind. They're not, you know, they're very docile, you could say, but kindness, you know, I could see that with the camel. Okay, yes or no, Aquarians? It says unlikely. And then last but not least, your words to live by, or for your prophet, or your prophecy, or your proverb. That's it. Good thing I wrote it down. What's the proverb for Aquarians we got here? The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Yeah, that could be true. I mean, but this seems like we're past that. We're past wanting somebody to fall. We're in the new phase of that's behind me, and I'm starting this new phase. And that's also at the time of your solar return and everything, doing your manifestations. You don't want to be directing your energy to seeing somebody else. Oh, I hope you fall, or directing, you know, blah, blah, blah. You want to focus on yourself. You want to bring things into manifestation. You want to be focusing on creating the things that you do want to bring into reality, and the things that you do want to create for your upcoming year of the solar return. Alrighty then, let's move on to our last thing. And by the way, Aquarius, don't forget, check out that. Hey, and if you want to get the year ahead reading for your solar return, it's very valuable. It's an astrology reading that's very affordable. But I also have the Aries Ingress and then the soulmate reading if you are curious about somebody that you're in a relationship with, or even just you're interested. I will tell you though, for the soulmate thing, we do have to have their birthday to do it. It's astrology foundation. Okay, let's go finally on to our time of Pisces, and happy birthday to all you late Pisces people. There's a lot going on with you this month. You're going to have your new moon on the 20th. You're going to have your annual, you get one new moon, one full moon a year. So your new moon, your annual new moon is on the 20th. It's a very powerful time to manifest, to create your reality. There's also going to be a Venus conjunct Neptune in your sign on the 15th. That's also super powerful for love, creativity, and just magic, creating magic. I mean, you're really coming into a magical time this month. You can really do a lot with it, Pisces. Okay, let's get our, this is not our animal tome. This is the Rock and Roll Tarot deck, 3rd edition. Let's go ahead and do 3 cuts like this. Ace of Cups, 10 of Swords, and Knight of Cups. That's you. By the way, there's no gender in these readings. So the Cup card is you. That's the water sign person. That's you, the Pisces. It can also represent another water sign person, but it definitely does it's funny I said resent. It's represent you. It's funny I almost said resent, though, so there could be some resentment going on here. But we'll get to that. Okay, Hanson Roberts, what is the 3 cards for our Pisces friends for the month of February? The World, beautiful. King of Pentacles, and 3 of Rods. Ships are coming in. Well, you know, we can't ignore the elephant in the room. We can't ignore that the 10 of Swords is in here, but that's it. I mean, the rest of the cards are very, very positive, very, very wonderful. You know, the 10 of Swords is a card of feeling like the victim, where you've just reached your breaking point. I can't do this anymore. I'm done with this. And you're walking away. You're walking on. You're ready for a new beginning. This is the 10, that's the ending, and then the Ace is the new beginning. You're ready for this new beginning, and no better time than your birthday or on your new moon. You know, these are in this Venus conjunction. On the 15th, the 20th, and your actual birthday, these are going to be very much power dates to manifest your reality and create the life you want on your solar return. So you're walking away. You're showing us the Knight. So the Knight means I'm not an expert at this anymore. Maybe you don't know how life is going to be without this situation. It's new. You're a novice again. The Knight isn't exactly a novice. I would say the Page is more of a novice. But you're not the king. You know, you're stepping into different territory. You're branching out into the world. You're branching out into like different directions and stuff. And it can be a little scary. There's definitely somebody here that's going to take you by the hand, is what the message I'm getting, in the form of the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, earth sign energy, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Could be some, we don't have any earth sign big stuff coming up in the time of February. But the King of Pentacles can also be a financial advisor. So for those of you that are doing some kind of a big financial change, this could be somebody who's like a financial advisor, an accountant, I'm hearing a bookie. What? Well, I heard that's somebody that's out there for somebody. I saw a bookie. Okay. My mom used to be a bookie. I mean, I have nothing against bookies. I actually worked for a couple of bookies back in the day, too. When my parents had the bar, I worked for bookies. But anyways, that's a long time ago. I don't think about that anymore. I don't even know any bookies anymore. I haven't for a long time. For decades, I haven't known a bookie. But anyways, I don't know why that came up. But this guy or girl, it could be anybody. Feels, for most people, I feel strong masculine energy though, but offering the world, he has the key, he has the door, he's got the keys to the kingdom, he's got the keys to the door that opens the world, and he's cool. I mean, he wants to get with you, he wants to help you, he wants to be an asset, he sees how you are an asset to him, and it's an exchange of energy. And your ships are coming in. But this guy, he's right in the middle of it. He's got the world on one side, he's part of it. Absolutely part of it. And he's going to be, he or she, I have to say it's he or she. They are part of it that's going to bring you out of these doldrums. Bring you out, pick you up out of this thing. You've reached rock bottom. You're ready to move on to the next phase. And you're walking through the portal. It's like a portal is opening up. And a portal does open up every year around your birthday and every year around your new moon. So that's no joke. Okay, let's move these aside and let's go ahead and get over here and get your animal totem for our Pisces friends. What is the animal totem for our Pisces friends for the month of February of 2023? Pisces. The rabbit. Rabbit is your energy. We are in the year, the astrological Chinese New Year of Rabbit as of January 20-something. As we move into February, we are in the year of the Rabbit. But the Rabbit is also soft and sensitive, like you, Pisces. I definitely can see that as being one of your totems because they're quiet, they're sensitive, they're peaceful. All attributes that I would assign to you as well. Rabbit is a big one of a. I'm not gonna say go bet anything. Well, I think nowadays that's all you see on our, because I'm in Ohio and it's like, they're Ohio approved sports betting apparently because there's commercials. This band, I'll give you. They're all offering. That's all you see. I guess it beats the political commercials. As much as I don't watch regular TV, but when I'm with them, I have a relative that I visit and they watch regular TV a lot and I hear it constantly. But anyways, here we go. Sensitive, artistic, clever, nimble, outsmarting adversaries by staying one step ahead, taking colossal leaps and sprinting into the future, heightened libido and procreation. Well, I like that whole thing about the colossal leaps for sure, because this to this is a colossal leap, okay? 10 of Swords to the world is a colossal leap, absolutely. And this guy is very instrumental in it, we can't discount that. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to our Lots of Love. This is a fun thing that I have. It's just all kinds of things that could apply to love and relationship. There's over 80 of them, and you could order them for yourself if you want. It's fun to just grab around and grab a few. But I'm going to grab one. The Martyr. Well, you could fall into that. You could fall into that martyrdom of Pisces, and that's one of the attributes, the negative attributes. You have so many positive attributes, but, when we think of martyrdom, we do think of the Neptune energy. I'm the victim. This doesn't feel like a victim, though. You're moving out of that. See, victim is on here, martyr, victim, yeah. But you're moving, see, that's behind you. You're moving past it. Okay, next we're going to get your yes or no, ask your question. Possibly. So that's, possibly, maybe. And then last but not least, let's get our Lots of Proverbs for your message. Your just overall message for the world. Out of sight, out of mind. Yeah, so I like that. I think that when I read that, right away I went here. It's like out of sight, out of mind. Don't think about it. Don't keep dwelling on it. Don't keep going back to it. This is behind you. You've put this behind you and you're moving forward into the future, into the abundant rabbit energy. There's at least one person here, this gatekeeper guy, that's going to unlock this doorway, this portal for you. Be part of it, but you hold the key. The guys just came through us, but truly you hold the key. And you're going to find that around this powerful time around this new moon, the Venus-Neptune conjunction on the 15th, the sun moves into your sign on the 18th, and then your new moon on the 20th. So bam, 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 things are changing, the ball's in your court, you have the power, you've got the power. Do my disco moves. But you do have the power, Pisces, okay? Really powerful time for you. Use it wisely. Take that mojo, make it work for you, and create the life of your dreams. Okay. Hey, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget, again, once more, we've got the 2 readings. They love reading because it's Valentine's Day, but the Aries Ingress, very powerful reading. One of my most popular readings every year, and it is available. And, of course, my new book, the Transmissions for Humanity, Book 3. And if you haven't even read the Book 1 and 2, I recommend that you do. Let's turn this around. Screen, turn around, here we go. And this one is called The Way of the Spirit. This one I get into a lot more of it's somewhere where I don't get a bunch of reflections of like the starseed lineage and stuff, so it's pretty deep and pretty cool. Alrighty then, have the best month ever. There will be mid-month readings on the Patreon people, so if you want to get in on the mid-month update, you can find that on our Patreon page. Happy Valentine's Day, blessed in bulk. Have a great month, happy birthday, and we'll talk again soon. Bye.